Good evening, everyone. Oh my gosh, 18th of March. We're getting so close to April when we hit our big month. And I know that you guys have been working and building up for this. And I'm so excited to see what is going to shift and what is going to be happening throughout April. I'm really excited to see what's going down. Now, that's Jules. I'm just going to mute. There we go. All right. So, I've got some juice for the call tonight. I really have got some juice, and I really hope that this just lands for whoever it needs to land for every single one of you, I hope. But it's going to land in the way that you individually will need it the most, which is always the intention, is that everybody gets a piece of what they needing to get the most, that you can then take into the rest of your week, not just to get there in that moment, oh that's nice, and just put it in a little cabinet and put it to the side. It's like get it in you and then take it into your week. That's always the intention behind Monday night calls and team calls, because why else? What's the point otherwise? You really are wasting time if you've got other things that you need to be doing that are a priority. Go do that, because this is take it, get it, and run with it. That's the intention behind every Monday night's call. So I really hope that every single one of you get something from this. And it's a really juicy topic, and it's something that I have been coached on quite intensely, I would say. And so I've been unraveling it, unlayering it, a lot like an onion. So it's brought about the emotions that an onion can bring. All because there needs to be a groundbreaking shift for everybody. We all need it frequently. We all need to know, what is that next thing that I need? What is that next thing I need to action? Because in the end, it just feels like an obstacle rather than actually feeling like something, a manageable task. So I want to get deeply into it with you first of all. And again, I've got plentiful notes because I really want to keep this on track and clear for everybody, so that this plane lands. So I know I titled this call tonight, how to unlock your potential to increasing your income. And I'm really certain that when you pick up the obstacles that are in your path currently and you action them, it will unlock your potential to increasing your income, specifically your income in Isagenix. The ripple effect that has in the rest of your life could actually increase your income in your day-to-day jobs as well, in your day-to-day life. Because when we up level as a network marketer, when we grow and we take ourselves on as network marketers, it doesn't just stay within Isagenix. It doesn't just stay in your network marketing business. It ripple effects into every area of your life, because you have to show up. You have to show up as a friend. You have to show up as a partner. You have to show up as yourself. And that doesn't just impact your business, that impacts your relationships. Because if you're not showing up currently in your business, I'm certain that means you're not showing up in a lot of other areas of your life, and that will be causing detriment to other areas of your life as well. So actually everything that we really learn as network marketers will have such a huge impact and effect on the rest of our lives. Huge. And the depth of that is just something that I think lands harder and harder actually every single time I get a new learning and discovery personally. So there are 3 things that if you're going to have any drive to do something with your income and in your residuals, and actually if you're going to really focus and do anything in this business, you need to have 3 core personality traits about you. You have to have 3 things that have to be embedded in you to really run with this opportunity. Now, I want you guys to write these down, because I want you to see them, I want you to embody them, and I want you to think about, if you don't embody these traits, what else you're going to do. So the number one thing of these three, sorry, they're all equally important. So this one doesn't come above the others. All three of these sit solidly at the top of the traits that you want to have for success in your network marketing. Number one is you want to have an outstanding work ethic. You want to be known as the person that has an outstanding work ethic. And by having an outstanding work ethic, I'd love it if you guys could chat what that means to you in the chat box. I'd love to see what some of your guys' take homes on that are, because again, we're all from different walks of life. We've all got different ways of absorbing and understanding things and taking things on. So what does having an outstanding work ethic mean to you? Because to me, having a high work ethic means that you get shit done. You say you're going to do something and you do it, that you are accountable to your word, that you show up. I'm stealing some of these now because so many people are just throwing them out there. Showing up. You're committed. Yeah, showing up's come up again. You go the extra mile. That's so true, Sophie. You go the extra mile. You don't just do your task. You go above and beyond. That's so true. You're putting in the time and effort, putting 100% into everything you do. You're not quitting. You're doing the do, regardless of the mood, position, emotion. You do the work you need to get done. You're all in. Learning to adopt quickly and make it happen. Work until the job's done, regardless of time. You must keep going when you don't want to. Ooh, yes. Yes, so good. That is what is having a top work ethic, having a powerful work ethic. You guys, maybe you want to write some of those down underneath work ethic so that you can really start to look at these frequently and go, am I doing that? Have I got a high work ethic? How can I have a higher work ethic? That's one of the three traits that we carry that around in our day-to-day lives. People are going to see us as reliable. People are going to see us as people of trust. You're going to be seen as that person that people can rely upon and depend upon, right? The second thing is coachability. This is another real key player. The second thing is coachability. You can have an exceptional work ethic and you can be completely uncoachable, and it's just not going to, the road doesn't flow. You're going to be coming up button the whole time. Coachability. I'd love to hear, again, chuck in the group chat, what does coachability mean to you? What does it mean to be coachable? To me, coachability is that you're willing to put aside everything you think that you know and be open to hearing of different ways to do things. Being coachable means you're able to be stripped back to the core and totally rebuild your beliefs and your ways of being based upon sound advice from someone that you respect, not just anyone. Not saying go and be stripped back and then build yourself up around, just anyone and everyone. Really choose who. For me, it's about really choosing who I'm obtaining my coaching from. Do they have what I want? Do they behave the way that I strive to behave? That's what comes up for me around coachability. I'm going to just have a little look in the chat and shout some of these out. Doing what your mentor recommends, being open, every mistake is a lesson, following instruction, open to feedback, leaving ego, learning from mistakes and taking on board what the other person is saying. Yeah, so good, learning from mistakes. Trust what is put in front of you. Trust what is put in front of you to test. Yeah, and putting it to test, definitely. Don't make up new ways and to listen. So good. And sometimes that coachability one can be the hardest of these three things. It really, truly can. And it's such an expansive thing, being coachable. It really, really does start to open up so many new avenues for you, because when we all become a little bit more coachable and a little bit more coachable until we just like literally spread our arms wide and just say, coach me, I'll do anything, any way, because you've got what I want, or you're going down the path that I want to go down. That for me is coachability through and through. I haven't got what I want. I haven't got my wish. I want it. What do I need to do? How do I go about doing it? It's a beautiful trait for us all to have as individuals as well, to be certain in what we want and then being coachable to getting it. And then the third thing that sits on equal importance of the trait that you want to have as a network marketer is desire. And write this one down in capitals, because you need to have a burning desire to pursue network marketing. You have to. You have to. You are not choosing the easy road. Network marketing is not choosing the easy route by any means. It's the better way. It's the faster way. It's the more rewarding way, but it is absolutely not the easy way. Because as an individual, I believe you can be coachable and you can have an epic work ethic, but if you don't have desire, you will make an astounding employee to build someone else's dream. You will, and you might make it to a very high pay bracket doing that. You might travel the world and build for someone else's business, having a high work ethic and you're coachable. Absolutely. But if you have those two things without a burning desire for your own dreams, your own future, and your own creating your own future, that is really where that drive to go when you and do something when you really, really don't want to do it, when you are so exhausted, when you've been told no 20 times in a row, when you have had people go and join someone else's downline, when you've done all the work, when you've driven an hour each way to meet someone, when you've given them freebies, when you've paid for them to come to an event and they haven't shown up. All of those things are only going to be worth your time, and you're only going to still be here in a year's time, in 6 months' time, in a month or 3 months' time, in 2 years' time, if you have got a desire that is so intensely burning. That is the only way that you're going to still be here and you're going to get the result. Because guys, this is the 4-year career. This is the 4 years of consistent daily action where it feels like, probably about 2 years, it feels like you're just putting 2 steps forward and 1 step back the whole time. I can tell you this immediately. If that's how it can feel, that's how it can feel. We can have boost weeks, we can have massive momentum, but the minute we just stop and we stop taking consistent action, we're unwinding all that good intentions that we had. So that having that burning desire is so paramount. It is so paramount. And that gets stronger and stronger the more you focus on it and the more you connect to it. And look, it might take going through 100 whys before you really truly find your why. But if you just, I was having this conversation with Kendra the other day, and it's something that she can relate to me in this way, and I experience the same. Initially at the beginning, I was like, I don't have a why that burns through me right in this moment. But one thing that burns through me every single day, whether my why is really present there or it's not, like my why, like my kids or whatever like that, or Mia, what burns through me every single day is that I know that I will not have the life of my dreams in any other way than success in Isagenix. I know that I am part of the world's leading health and wellness company. I know that I will have success in this. I know so many others will as well. I've got certainty about that fact. And what drives me and what burns through my core every time is that all it's going to take is me showing up, being consistent, getting the no's, feeling the hurt, and doing it anyway. My why changes all the time. It doesn't have to be one thing. It doesn't have to be clear in your mind. You've just got to have something in your gut that tells you, this is it. This is everything. I'm certain of it. This is the only thing that's going to have me live the life that I truly desire. And that is the burning desire that is going to shift you and cause shift for you. And I want to just quickly check the chat to see. This reminds me of Think and Grow Rich. That's awesome, Roz. I wrote it. No, jokes. I read it. I already have and can't go any further in your pay bracket. Yeah, so powerful, Jules. So powerful. Your work ethic and your coachability have got you to the top already. Yeah. You don't have that burning why. I really hope that that bit around desire, Laura, is really starting to trigger some thoughts in there. That's right. You don't have to have that burning why, but you know that you want to live a big life, and you know the things that you want. And it doesn't even have to be, I really want everyone to really start to think about this. You don't have to want millions. You don't have to want hundreds of thousands. Do you want to wake up each day stressed about money? It doesn't matter how much it is. Is there any amount of money that is going to be worth fighting for you in your life? Don't. The biggest thing I can say is don't dream outside of what is real for you. Dream big, by all means. Know that you want to have, like Donna, I just think it's so powerful what you were really digging into and sharing so powerfully with me the other day, right? You can have a dream of the amount of money that you need right now to cause a massive breakthrough in your life, right? You know what you need right now. I knew when I started, I needed $100 a week. I needed $100 a week to keep me from having a nervous breakdown when money just wasn't going to stretch any further that fortnight. Right? I knew what I needed right there and then. And then I also had a dream of what I would really love to have my salary completely covered by Isagenix. That was as big as my dream really got in that first couple of years, because that was huge. It was huge to do that. And I really just want to give you guys permission to have your focus and your desire so burning to achieve what you need in this moment, so that when you get to that, you then know what your desire is, what next. Because when you've got that extra couple of hundred, or that 100 a week, I'm really sorry about the wife of my nose. I've got such a runny nose. When you get towards that desire, it's such a natural space and you want to be, what is next for me? What is that next desirable thing that I want? Because now I've got now I'm a bit more comfortable. Of course I'm going to want more, because I want to make an impact. This isn't just about me getting what I want. When you get what you want, your drive and your passions to helping other people get what they want it just accelerates tenfold. It's unbelievable how quickly that the plane, when you accelerate and you get that plane off the ground, you can't even comprehend the speed at what that plane is going. And that's really like those three things. There is nothing more you could embody than just those three things when it comes to building in this business. So that being said, there are another three, but three contributors towards the speed in which you build in this business as well, which I'm going to unfold for you guys. I'm just going to quickly check the chat. Yeah, so cool. So good. Desire's been something you've really been focusing on, Rory. Yeah, you can jump in here and teach a bit about it. So there are three things that I've recently discovered, which when you actually start to, when you hear them and we unfold them a little bit, you might just be like, that makes a lot of sense. So I had a really, really great coaching call with Jen last week, and she gave me these straight up. So I really believe that when you embody this and you get it, and you really get these three things and the level of influence that they have on your individual journey with Isagenix, you will leave no room for comparison ever again. You will have no reason to cry about not reaching something because somebody else has. You'll have no reason to shame yourself or tell yourself that you can't achieve something when someone else gets there and you don't, like a rank or an income level or whatever. So I really want you guys to get these 3 things, because the sooner that you are all more empowered that your journey is your journey, and the more you get that your journey is your journey, from everything you've experienced in your life up until this point, for everyone you've met in your life up until this point, your personality, who you are, how you show up, all of these things contribute to the speed at which you can build in Isagenix. And so let me give you an example about this. So Jen and Jono, who are, I think, the number 2 income earners, right? I can't keep up. There's so many of them up there. Jen and Jono make upwards of 2 million Australian dollars per year residually. So they've got, I think they're onto their, either deep into their 2nd business center or their 3rd business center now, because the others are cycling to 250. She said her first business center cycles over 700 times a week. And you get paid to 250 and then you open a new one. So all that volume, like, it's so deep. Said it cycles over 700 times a week. So her business could half and half and probably half again before she'd even noticed that her income was impacted. And actually, before I tell you, throw in the chat how many people you would think that she is personally, her and Jono have personally enrolled in their 6 years with Isagenix. Donna, you're not allowed, because you know. 7. I'll give you a second just to. All right, 7, 1,000, 200, 180, 290. That's a bit more realistic. Okay, 160 people. Oh, Soph. Oh, you were the closest. Well, actually, between Soph and Steve-O. Jen and Jono have enrolled 160 people personally into Isagenix. 160. Do you guys know how many people Steve and I have personally sponsored into Isagenix? Throw your number in the chat. And again, not you, Donna. 150, 170, 300, not quite. 164 people. Steve and I are bringing in about 50k a year in Isagenix residual. And Jen and Jono have brought in 160 and they make 2 million. Now, can you see that I could like shut my laptop and walk away from this and go, I can't do this? Why am I not making 2 million? I've enrolled more people. You look at Kylie Donaldson. She's just, you know, like, this is the thing that is so important that I really, really want you to get, is that there are 3 key things, like I said, that your whole entire life has contributed to this very second on Monday, the 18th of March at 9:24 p.m. New Zealand time. Everything that you've experienced, every opportunity you've had, every positive, negative situation you've been in that has created you to be the person that you are. These 3 things have caused all of that. And these 3 things are your decider as to how quickly you move in Isagenix. Number 1 is that you have a network. You've got a network. This is like, these 3 things, they're so huge. So number 1, that you've got a network. Number 2 is that the network that you've got are a quality of network. Now, that can be different for every person, of course, but when I say quality network, I mean that you've got people in your network who They have professional roles. They may be earning a certain amount of money that that we class as success. Maybe they studied, maybe they are health professionals, maybe they're people that don't complain about money a lot of the time. There are people who, I don't know, you can write your own list of what you think quality of network are, but Jen, that was some of the things that Jen said that when she listed them to me as to why they had no problem enroll. They had independent business owners. Their network was such high caliber and quality that they had no problem enrolling. And then they had no problem in that duplicating because those networks had high quality networks and so on and so forth. The third thing is your level of influence upon the network that you currently have. So your level of influence, your level of impact, how you show up in life and how people perceive you. Maybe that's she said, and Jen said that the number one thing that impacts your influence is your transformation. Not just your physical transformation in Isagenix, but how you transform as a person as you grow, and your self-development, in your contribution, in your showing up, in just as you transform through life, that you don't stay the same, basically. Just checking the chat again. Okay, so you've got the network. That's number one. Number two is that it's a quality network, and number three, you need to have a level of influence over your network. So if you are struggling to enroll 10 people or more, or you have someone in your team who is struggling to enroll 10 people or more, it is a given that one of those three key places are lacking, or they're just not very strong yet. Yeah, Jen did a live. Yeah, she did a quick live about it in her page. Yeah. So there is success for everybody in Isagenix. But if you are comparing yourself to someone that has, and it's guaranteed that they've got a completely different network to you, or that their quality of network is different to yours, or your level of influence in your network is different to theirs, you are always going to be in comparison. Because you are not them. You are not their you don't have their network. Their people aren't mirrored somewhere in a funny universe where they exist again. Like that, they're just them, and you're just you. And so what I want you to do right in this second, because you're going to know in a second, right away, which of those three things do you feel you need to work on the most? Do you have a network, first of all? Do you have a network? Do you need to, right, Laura can identify straight away that hers is her quality of her network. Boom. So powerful. So that doesn't mean that you cannot go out there, create a new network, a new circle of influence, and new groups, and look for a higher quality group of people. Every single one of those three things you can impact. Every single one of them. That is the great news. That is the best news. I bet you guys are like, oh my God, I thought you were going to tell me I should just quit now. Absolutely not. I'm telling you that every single one of those factors is impactable, is influential. You can change and improve and work on any single one of those spots, any single one of those keys to unlocking your potential of increasing your income. So if you've identified that you actually don't have much of a network, like when you were told to write down your top 20 people you want to share with, you can only think of 5 people. If you've got a friends list of say 10, then maybe you need to just go out and network till the cows come home. You need to get yourself to every event after work. You need to, I love Sophie's out there volunteering. She's out there connecting just on walking groups out in the UK, she's going along to every single free event, as well as paying to go to personal development events, and just getting out there, just connecting. she just wants to fill her network, fill her funnel. And particularly in the month of March, because the month of April, she wants to enroll 20 people in that month. That's what she wants. That's what she's giving her word to. That's what she wants to make happen. So this month is literally getting knees deep in connecting, right? Maybe you've got a massive network, but the quality isn't the type of people. They're not people that care about their health. They're not people that want to go to health and wellness events, and you feel like you're hitting your head against a brick wall because everyone you invite says no, doesn't show up. You know, it can feel so familiar. So, okay, go and rebuild that network with people that go to events about health and wellness. Go along to a new place of exercise where you can connect with other people that clearly care about their health and wellness. You guys know how to get out there and how to find groups and how to connect, right? Maybe you have got a really great network and maybe you can enroll really easily, but maybe people don't truly listen to you when you share. Maybe people just don't hold that space for you because your level of influence isn't, you haven't grown yourself, you haven't caused transformation in your own life where your self-belief shows up in a room before you even speak, where people are so engaged with your journey and your story because you've been working on yourself. That could be that you throw yourself into an IsaBody challenge alongside Healthy Mind and Body, so you stay the consistency of the 16 weeks and you showcase your transformation through your social media. It might be that you want to go and do a course that is going to have you shake away limiting beliefs, that's going to have you look in the mirror with certainty because you've got a burning desire and you know the only factor that influences any of this is myself. The only thing that affects all of everything I've spoken about is us. That's it. If any one of you guys on this call or watching the recording needs a conversation, a more personal, deeper conversation, please send me a message. Just message me. We can have a chat. We can have a call or a Zoom or whatever. If you want help or you want some help in the digging around what one it could be, or you're just not too sure about where to go and what to do, please reach out. I'd love to help you. And if I don't know, I'll go and ask for help as well. I'll go and seek. I definitely don't know everything, nowhere near it when it comes to this business. I'm literally going to Jen for support. She's the pro, you know, she's directly there for help. So really just like you've written them down, really want you to think on them, and then you can get stuck into them, because that's where we're going to see a shift for you and your desire and your goals and your wish, which really leads me on from there to wanting you guys to just stick with your pens and your notebook, and I want you to write down for me what currently is there in your heart. What is your current wish? Why are you doing this? Why are you showing up? Why are you in the pages? Why do you go to events? What do you want right now? Doesn't matter how big, small, little, whatever. Doesn't even have to be monetary. What is it? Why are you here? Just going to have a little drink while you're writing that down. I have no idea what that says, Rory.
It was a coughing, like, you know, you say bless you for people. It was a coughing ad where they'd be like Robitussin every time somebody coughs.
Yes. That's a mixture, like a cough mixture, isn't it? Thank you. Okay. Love the work that you guys are putting in on this call. So whilst you're writing your wish, or like why you're here, what you're wishing for right now the most, just after that, just start to write down why that's your wish. How is that, how is that going to make you feel? What does it feel like? What does it look like? What do you see? How do you feel? If it's the money, if it's that you need $50, if it's that you need $100, so you don't have to worry about putting fuel in your car, breaking down at the fuel station. Maybe it's that you want to be able to pay a bill that creeps up on you, and then you're living in fear of how to pay it. Maybe it's paying off a debt that's just hanging over your head and you can't even put $5 towards it each time. How's it going to feel when that money is paid into your bank account? How's it going to feel when $65 or £40, one cycle, is going to pop into your account? What's it going to go towards? You're going to fist pump. Do you see other people around you fist pumping and saying, Rory, thank you so much for bringing this into my life? How does that moment make you feel? How does it feel to have people messaging you saying, I am so grateful that you showed me this, possibility. I don't know what I was going to do or where I was going to end up because of it. Maybe impact is what drives you. So when you've written that, you guys can go on and expand this after the call as well, before you go to bed, because when you're feeling it, you just got to write it. You've got to stay in the flow of it. So I'll do that in the morning, because the morning comes with other routines and things that need doing. So what is that obstacle? What is blocking you from getting that? What is blocking you from having that reward, from achieving that wish and feeling those feelings? What's the obstacle there for you right now? Let's identify it. Having it written down, clear. You don't have to go writing yourself a whole massive list of things. Just what is that obstacle? Is it that you're not present to your burning desire, but pretty sure you'll start to be when you start to think about your wish and how it feels. What is it? What's it getting in your way? Is it public speaking? Is it picking up the phone and talking? Is it connecting with people out and about? What is it that like just makes you crap yourself so you don't take the action? What is it that has you just switch off your phone and go, nah, I'm not going to do anything for the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? What's stopping you hosting that event that you might have committed to on last week's call that might not have happened? What got in the way? What's the obstacle? And then lastly, what's your plan? What do you plan to do about that? Plan might simply be to arrange a coaching call for some direction. Your plan might be to jump straight off this call at 10 o'clock and go and book yourself in to a new networking event. When I say networking event, it might just be a group, a walking group, or a beach cleanup, or something you're passionate about, to go and meet other like-mindeds to improve your network. Might be that you go and jump on and book into a trial at a new fitness facility, or somewhere where you're going to get a free trial where you can go and expand your network. Might be that you book that taster party that you gave your word to do in last week that you didn't follow through on, and you're like, right, get this shit locked in. That's my commitment. It's powerful stuff when we get to write our plans out. So powerful. So hopefully you guys have got a little bit of a little bit of something to at least start to work with, a little bit of something to focus on each day, as big or as small, whether that's 20-minute pockets, 5-minute pockets, 10-minute pockets. It's crazy how I actually was barely on social media last week, other than just like commenting in the groups and stuff, because Mum messaged me. She's like, "Is everything all right? I'm not seeing your Instagram story this week." I was like, "Yeah, nah, just not feeling recording the snots and the coughing, to be honest." But where was I going with that? What was I even going to say about that? Maybe it wasn't interesting in the slightest. Nah, totally lost it. Doesn't even matter. Yes, your beauty did dumbfound me, Rory. But what I really would love for us to spend the last 20 minutes doing. Yes, Jules, you got a question? Yep, go for it.
So you know how we talk about like obviously the consistency and all of that sort of stuff, and you've just mentioned that you weren't feeling it with the social media and stuff.
Yeah.
So would you say, would it be better, like if you're really not feeling it, as opposed to you normally high energy, that sort of thing, if you're not feeling it, just to not do it for that moment and then just pick it up, as opposed to doing it and then coming across completely differently?
It's a really good point. Really good point. See, I was not feeling making an Instagram story, and I can tell you guys straight away, I don't get any enrollments from posting an Instagram story. I get enrollments through direct messages. So whilst I wasn't posting on Instagram, I was still sending 15 to 20 messages a day. Yeah, so there's a difference. Really great point, Jules. Thank you so much for asking your question. There's such a big difference between not feeling it and then not taking any income producing activity. If you want to have, if you are like, I am so over social media right now, I am over it, that is absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. That's what I was going to say. My phone gave me my weekly report and it told me I'd spent 35% less time on my phone. I was like, I think that's because I was on my laptop, but that's fine. Because clearly that was less time even just sitting on Instagram in the first place. Actually, the whole break from any story was actually really nice. So if you are like getting consumed with posts and stories and comparison around, oh, my post, I didn't do a post and it wasn't as good as so-and-so's, like, honestly, screw that shit. What is important is your messages, your events, your planning, your work with your team, everything, whatever your obstacle is, working on your obstacle, income producing stuff. So thanks for the question, Jules. That was really, really, really important question. Thank you so much. So what I really love to do is, I've been working real closely with a lot of people on this Lulu method. I've had some people reach out and say, Koza, I'm all in. This sounds amazing. I really, really want some help with it. And so what I wanted to do was just to start each week, and the intentions of our Monday night calls are always going to be action. So I'm going to give a call to action, and then it's up to you guys to take it on and do it, right? So it's up to you guys to actually do it. So what I really want to do is, first of all, I want to honor Sophie for hosting her taster party this week. You did a fantastic job. You did a webinar the week before, and you're just putting yourself out there, because Sophie, I know she won't mind me sharing, she knows that her obstacle is speaking to people. She just craps herself about it, and she knows that's the biggest thing that she's working on right now. So she hosted an event. She booked a hall, and she's locked it in, and she did it. So really massive kudos to you, Sophie, for doing that. It was really, really fantastic. And Donna had her taster party as she's launched that off the ground with her weekly tasters. So she got that in there, and Mum's reached out for help with planning her taster party that's coming up for the UK as well, which was cool. And then I had Gabs and Rory link arms with me this Saturday to start our weekly Auckland tasters as well. So it was really great, and really great that you guys that said, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, and you did it. And that is where we start to see the everything moving for you in your business. So I wanted some of these guys, I've reached out to a few people and said, let's get some screenshots and here's some shares from how your first full week of Luluing, I know all you guys know what I'm talking about now when I say that, your first week of Luluing has gone. And there have been some really, really fun replies from all different types. You know, we're dealing with the public, so we're going to get all sorts of answers and replies. So Gabs, can you come off mute for me, babe? And can you just share, even if you just read straight through a couple of, you don't have to disclose the person or any private information. Can you just share 3 examples of some of your Lulu tactics this week?
Yes, definitely. Okay, so I've got 3 different examples. I think for me I messaged quite a few people this week because I really clicked this week that I wanted to get into action. So here's 3 different ones that I had. So example 1, I said, hey Erin. She was like, hey Gabrielle, what's up? Can I ask you a question? Yeah, sure. Do you have any interest in better energy, weight wellness, or surrounding yourself with an uplifting community? She said, I definitely want to lose weight, but I don't have the motivation at all. And I said, I hear you, babe. I found a new way that really helps me break through that lack of motivation. However, on a scale of 1 to 10, with the right support and motivation, how much do you desire to see a change? 1 being no change at all, and 10 being wanting a change now. And she said, I desire to be skinny at about a 9. I said, awesome. I know you said you've tried things that haven't worked for you in the past, which just made it harder to be motivated and try to achieve your goals, right? I totally feel that this opportunity is open to people who are looking at changing up their eating habits. Does this doing something a little bit different with the right support? Does this sound like you? She said, yeah, that sounds about right. And I said, I really think this could be for you. It's done so much for me in my life and a lot for other people I know who I'd love for you to connect with. Would you be free to chat tonight at 6:30? Bang, 3-way call. Easy.
Woohoo! Look at you go.
Yes.
Sound innovation. So fun.
Yeah.
And that was obviously one of your, how many messages would you say, Gabs, that you've sent this week using the Lulu method?
I would say I've sent about 10.
Yeah.
Some of them haven't replied yet. So like if they don't do that within a couple of days, I will probably re-message them again.
Gorgeous. How did you feel because we practiced this and we wrote a couple of script ideas, didn't we? Yeah. And sometimes it just took screenshot, what the heck? She's thrown me off track here. What do we do next? Which is the method that everybody, all of us, we get to always have people always reach out. You don't have to get stuck on anything. We get what's so great, and I'd love to hear you share, Gabs, is that you get to direct the conversation so much easier, right? So what did you love the most about the Lulu method as opposed to the last time you messaged 10 people?
It was very straight to the point. I feel like is where I would usually message people, it would just be a conversation, and I'd always be like, how do I slip in about this opportunity? How do I talk about it? Whereas this is just such a straightforward method that drives people to realize, it gives them the warning and it makes them feel, what's the word? Like there is something there that they can try, and that it does give them a bit of question about it. So I think that's the best thing.
That was brilliant. So good. Now I did ask you to pull up one that didn't all of a sudden that wasn't the perfect example, right? Where you've got someone giving you a 9 and then wanting a call. Have you got that example there? And do you mind sharing it?
Yeah. So I asked her, this is a very short one, so it's good. I said, Freya. She said, yeah. can I ask you a quick question, babe? She said, yeah, of course. I said, do you have any interest in gut health, better energy, or weight wellness? And she just said, no, thank you. So I said, no worries. If you happen to know anyone who is or who is looking to make some health changes, I would love it if you could please put us in touch. I may have something of interest for them. And you helped me design it as well. So that was great.
Got the referral in there. So good. So good. Like, imagine before, when you may have spent the next 2 or 3 months building a connection with her, for her still to say no, because she just isn't interested in that kind of stuff. And that's fine, because there are plentiful people that aren't. So good, Gabs. Thank you so much for pulling those up and sharing. You've just taken this and are running with it. So proof's going to be in the pudding now. So getting people then offline and into the three-way call. So good.
Just quickly as well, what I found is majority of the message that I sent asking, going through the Lulu process, they mostly said yes, and they were mostly 9 or 10s when it came to wanting to see a change. So I was quite shocked by the amount of people that were looking for something.
Yeah. Well, it starts to show, doesn't it, that the country statistics of wellness, we can see why there's so much unwellness in New Zealand, and that people are looking for a change. Awesome work, Gabs. Awesome work. Gabs, you've just been so coachable this week. It's been so great to see you literally just throwing yourself in off the diving board in the deep end. You did such great work. You just keep it going. And you found your time slots as well that you can do it in. It's awesome. Alrighty. Can we have Rory share a couple of your examples, Nate?
Good
and tell us
evening,
how it feels.
Oh, my bad. How it feels, mate. It's stress-free, you know what I mean? You go into, and the old method of, saying hi, creating a friendship, it gets really stressful when you're now 2 weeks into this conversation and you're kind of now how the hell do I actually introduce the angle of what we do? Because, obviously we want to make friends, we want to create bonds with people, but if you really struggle, and I do personally, on how to angle in on what we have to offer, you get stressed and it pisses you off, and then you lose that momentum. That's been the biggest thing for me. With Lulu, it's kind of oh, actually, you get it out straight away, and then if they're not, it's all right, sweet. Who do you know? Nobody? Sweet. How are you? And then at least you know that if you're going to make this friend, there might be chance in the future, because there's never, ever a no forever. But it's, okay, not right now. Sweet. How are you? Let's be friends. Now that we've got that out of the way. And I've had a hell of a lot of fun with this and experimenting with it, because it's actually a lot easier to work around the crap. If you don't mind my French in a bit of this, but you'll get used to it. So I messaged a girl called Marcella today, and I noticed on a feed status she posted that she had to stop training in the army because of a real bad injury to her leg. And she's, complained quite a bit about it. And I've never messaged her before. I don't even remember how I added this chick. But, I was kind of bugger it, what's up? I'm like, hey, Marcella. Hey, question mark with a little smiley face. I'm like, oh, she's nice. We're good. I'm like, question for you. Sweet. What is it? Do you have any interest in gaining energy, sleeping better, and nutritional cleansing? Because I was kind of I know what she wants, but I know I don't want to just straight dive into her issues as if I've been stalking her. So I played around the general stuff that I love and what's helped me. And she goes, surely do. I'm like, sweet. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely no bloody interest at all, and 10 being keen as a green bean to change your life around, where do you sit? And she goes, I'm a solid 10. And what I like about the Lulu method is that it isn't, people hate being sold to. Listen to Fraser Brooks and Tony Robbins. People don't like being sold to. But when you just ask, what's your interest in it? Where do you sit on wanting to change? What's your desire? You get an honest answer. And I'm like, how long have you been striving to do that? And then she got real deep with me about the army, so I'm not going to share that part just out of privacy and stuff. And I know that she was just starting work shortly, so she hasn't replied. But I'm like, look, I'm so sorry to hear that. But the system, and I went into, the warning that you do have to sacrifice those macca runs every night and, the KFC binge. And she goes, that sounds good for what's in store for me. And then, I'm like, I went on to the next phase, but she hasn't replied yet. But it's like, okay, sweet. I've got an interest, and I haven't even said I sell Isagenix once. And it's a sexy feeling, man. It's bloody sexy. Let me just get this other girl up now.
And while you're doing that, Rory, what was this? What were we? What we were talking about around they're selling themselves. Everybody is selling to themselves that, yes, I'm looking for change. Yes, I have a burning desire. Yes, I'm willing to give up the crap I'm doing now. Yes, you have them say yes about 4 times before you jump on a 3-way call. You are partly the way there, people. Yeah. So when it comes up, when they, if they get started, we can say, right, this isn't for you to go and have the macca run. This isn't for you to keep behaving and going and doing the things that you've done before. But they already cool with that because they've already declared that if that's what I've got to do to get my result. So do you see how you can be bringing people on board who not only are you've gotten past months worth of crap chat, you've got straight to the core of what someone's looking for, but you're then going to have people getting started that actually take the 2 shakes a day and do their cleanse days. Oh, can you imagine that you've got people actually following the system? Seriously. You wonder, honestly, I wonder how we're all still here, to be honest with you. Like yes, we called them unicorns. It's so absurd. They're not even unicorns. We just fluffed around finding them, and then we signed anyone up. Anyone that said, oh, go on then, let's see what I can do. You're like, nah, this isn't for you. The more people you can say, no, this isn't for you right now, but who do you know that has a burning desire? The quicker those no's or those less than 8s are going to come back to you and go, shit, they probably really do have something for me. Freaking fire, I tell you what. Go on, Roz, give us your next one.
Quickly on that, because I did that the very first Lulu message I did with Koza, because I want 9s and 10s. I'm not settling for 8, I'm 9s and 10s. And she sent back 7. And I just went to her, look, that's amazing. And I sent her the warning. I'm like, this isn't for people who are, 8 and below, because I will have to be willing to sacrifice. And she's like, look, thank you for that. And you're right, I'm probably not ready for it yet. But as soon as I get out of uni and into my job, I'm into it and I want to do it. So hit me up. And she gave me a time frame when she finishes her work, when she finishes uni, so that she can start and she's ready for it. And that, look, put your hand up real quick if you've enrolled somebody or you've tried to enroll somebody who was just an absolute pain in the ass. Right? Hell no. I ain't about that life, and shut up, Strickers. And neither should you. Okay? We ain't about that. But this is one where it didn't go well. Like the Lulu, she just, she was a pain. I went, hey, Ashley. She goes, hello. I got a question for you. Okay. Do you have any interest in shredding fat, gaining energy, and a bit of more mental clarity? And she didn't reply. And that was yesterday. So she hasn't replied, and I'm kind of like, yo, sweet. All right, whatever. But I'm going to send a message tomorrow. I've got it on my calendar of, okay, sweet. This clearly isn't for you, but who do you know? And if she doesn't reply, then it's like, sweet. But at least I've covered that base of she isn't interested because she's not replying. She's thinking I'm, scamming her kind of thing. But who do you know that wants this? Because everybody knows somebody. You just got to be willing to open up their mind a little bit. But yeah,
weapon.
Lulu works.
Lulu works. Lulu says,
marry a Lulu.
Get into smashing that. Thanks, man.
Love you.
Oh, sorry, mate. Love you too. Thank you so much for your share. All right, we've got one more share for you guys, and she's just going to give you an example and just going to also share with you the difference that it's making, because Sophie's going to share her example. But Sophie, can you just give everybody an idea of like what people in the UK are like?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
so they just literally do not reply, even if it's not Isagenix related. They just, I've really struggled with the replies, and just to get some conversation flowing, or like there'll be replies back, but there'll be no like question back to me. It would just be like, that's the end of the conversation. So that back and forth, like I really struggled to build relationships with people. So this has worked amazingly for me, and it's just enabled me to get more people in the page, conversations flowing, and I've literally had so many conversations. I think the most I've ever had in all of last week, and I've ever had, to be honest, and it's just taken the awkwardness out for me. So I'm going to continue to use it, and I've tailored it to people that I haven't spoken to at all. Like they're completely fresh connections. I redid my list, and like there was one girl, I knew she was vegan because I used to work with her, so I tailored the questions to around healthy vegan snacks. I followed it by the letter, and she was a 4, but then I was able to and she wasn't interested, but it was that I had control of the conversation. And then another one with a bride to be, we're getting married almost at the same time. She does Slimming World. She wasn't interested, but it was just great to have that conversation flowing. And then we were able to talk about weddings, and it wasn't just solely me pestering her about starting something. And then I'm just endeavouring to put a rank against everyone on my follow-up list, so I know exactly what number they are, and then I can go back to them in 3 months' time. I've been following it to the letter.
Yeah, you have. It's been so refreshing, hasn't it, for your whole network? Like, it's been so refreshing, and it actually brings back so much joy, because you know why you're doing this, you know what you want, your goals, your dreams, your desires, your obstacle, your plan. But then if people don't freaking reply to you, even if you're asking, hi, how are you? And they're not even replying, it's like, you got to make that change, and you're doing a great job. And like this method, this is like new to us, where so many people in Isagenix just starting to learn this method. So, guys, it's important that as you start to practice this, and first of all, actually, before I say that, the first thing that's really important that you understand is that you're going to be getting through people a whole lot quicker. And what I mean by that, you're going to get your yeses, you're going to get your nos, you're going to get the yeses that are 4s, you're going to get the yeses that are 10s, you're going to get the nos. You need to be mastering your list so well that works for you. So like Sophie said, she's highlighting those that have said yes, a different color maybe for those that said no, then their number in brackets, and maybe the date. Really think about, how am I going to keep on top of these people? And like, don't be upset when most of your people are saying no. You just know that you're moving faster through them, so you're going to get them a whole lot faster. It's actually quite exciting, and that's when I threw in a group chat, I'm getting all the no's today. So I think I got about 10 in a row, and I was actually like happy that I did, because it could have taken me months to get all those no's. So that's why we want to really be filling our funnel. Get yourself out to a new event, just one a week if you can, or get yourself along consistently to a new group so you can start to show everyone who you are. So I really encourage you, if you haven't yet used Lulu, that you watch last week's team call, you start to understand it. I'm going to put up a structure, maybe as a PDF, or maybe I'll just do it as a post, with how I wrote out Lulu with Gabs and Rory the other morning, and what that looks like. And then from there, if your language is different with different people, you can change your language. You can say, hey babe, the name. You can just go straight in and say, can I ask you a question? Kim Claver teaches question for you. It's very American. That wasn't landing for me. So for me, it was, can I ask you a question, babe? And it was getting, you get to play with your language. You might want to voice note it, whatever works for you, but freaking try the method. We're going to keep putting this method to the test throughout the rest of this month and then into our impact month as well. And guys, like, if we've got to at least have had 100 conversations or 100 Lulu practices before we can really test and measure all of this. You don't want to go sending out 5 and go, no one replied, doesn't work, what next? We've got to get through some good volume of combos. So thanks for sticking out. I know we went over a little bit on this call. Thank you so much for sticking it out. Really hope there's something there that has just consolidated something in you for knowing where next, what next, what to do. Like I said, I'll pop up that Lulu right out in the group, in the Ignite, so that it's there. And anyone that wants a conversation, you know where I am. And anyone that's not on the call that was looking for it, just time to come get it. So massive love. Thank you guys for sticking it out. Thank you for showing up. I believe in every single one of you and know that you've all got the potential and you can all make it happen. You just figure out which of those areas you need to hone in on and then just freaking run with it. And I got your back. Massive love. Mwah.